No more IV, but just a nasty bruise. Ugh. But anyways, gotta get these nails off my hands, my fingers, my gosh. I am still down in the dumps though. My foot is still pretty bad. Like, not that bad, but still swollen. They did say it's gonna take time for it to, for the swelling to go down. And because I was so swollen, you know, your body leaks fluid. Ah. Now they're like, now if there's like a pus, like a totally different thing, then come back to the ER, which is obviously. But they were so nice. My God, were they ever so nice to me. Um, I think one nurse was just having a bad day that one time. And then I didn't get her last night, but she was there and she seemed a little bit better. But anyways, I think they started to recognize my face because I was coming in every night. But yeah. And oh my God, my heart breaks for the kids. I guess there's a psych ward somewhere. And through the vents, you can hear screaming. Oh my gosh, it just breaks your heart. Like the things that these kids go through. And then there was one girl sitting next to me the other night, and she was like, she dragged me around the house and she lifted her shirt and she showed her, I guess, one of the doctors, her bruises. And I'm like, oh my God, you poor thing. And just hearing the kids' stories, my heart was breaking. And then a lady came in with her mother who was dying because she has cancer. She started crying and I started crying. I started like tearing because, you know, I watched my dad die, and, you know, and she's like, I know she's going, like, and you could, oh, it was just breaking my heart. Then there was a kid. I don't know how old he was. He was a big boy, and I don't know how many cops, security cops, had to take him down and handcuff him because he would refuse to get up. And because he went to the bathroom, he went in the bathroom, and then you heard the flush, but then he wouldn't come out, and then kept knocking on the door. Carlos, open the door. Carlos, open the door. And then I think that was his name, or Lucas. I don't even know now. Anyways, let's say Carlos. Open the door. He wouldn't open the door. And then they're like, can we get security to come unlock this bathroom door? Then security came and they're like, Carlos, if you don't open the door, I'm going to open it myself. And then they're like, come on, Carlos, get up. You got to get up. And they had to drag him out of the bathroom. And then they had to handcuff him because he started like fighting. And I'm like, please don't hit my foot. Please don't hit my foot when you walk by. Because my foot was really in pain still at that point. Like, it still hurts, but it's just because it's swollen, right? It takes time to go down. So, and this kid, like, oh my goodness. Then they put him in a room. They shut the door. There was like, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 cops and like a whole bunch of security too. And they strapped him in the bed, and they brought him upstairs. And I'm like, oh my God. My mom's like, what happened? And I explained it to her a little bit in Italian because she wasn't really paying attention. She was on her phone. So it's just like, oh my goodness. And then there was one lady, she had a mild stroke. She had a stroke? Yeah. And they're like, she didn't want to stay around anymore. And they're like, well, I'm advising you not to leave because if you end up having another stroke, it can be worse this time. The second time around is going to be worse. And they're like, chew aspirins. And because they're like, we'll come back tomorrow morning because my husband can't drive in the dark. And he just breaks your heart. He's like, sleep here until we get all the results back. because if you get another attack, it's going to be worse. And then the nurse, they're like, no, I'm going to go home because my husband can't drive in the dark. And then so they're like, okay, we need you to sign this paper. The nurse came back and she goes, you're leaving on your own free will under the advice of the doctor. You're refusing to stay. And she signed it, and they're like, we'll see you in the morning. I was like, wow. Like, oh my gosh. Then that was crazy. That was last night. Anything else happen? Very interesting place, let me tell you. You see a lot of interesting people. Then this big guy came in, last night. Was it last night or the night before, actually? The lady rushes in with her son, and I think he must have fell, and his nose was bleeding, or his lip, who knows. And they're like, it's okay. He's awake, he's breathing, he's fine. We're going to take care of him. Like, don't worry. I am worried. It's been an hour. It's been like this. Well, if it's been an hour, why didn't you come sooner? You know what I mean? So they're like, don't worry. I am worried. And he was Russian, like the big, deep accent. And I was like, oh my God, oh, scary. Like, I don't know. Like, I know it's kids. I know. And I think it was their first kid, too. It looked like it. Well, yeah, you can tell when it's your first kid, right? So many babies. Oh my goodness. It was just, yeah, it was interesting. And say the least, seeing different kinds of characters come in and out. Then one guy came in, his face was all bloody, and he had this thing over his eye, and he could probably got in a bar fight or something. What else? Anything else? Did I see anything else? Oh, guys, my God. Just the kids broke my heart. Like, hearing the girl beside me, she was with her worker, and just hearing, like, she dragged me around the house, my ribs hurt. I was like, oh my God, like, really? And then you hear, yeah, my mom's boyfriend's a pedo and this and that. I'm like, okay. And her dad can't do anything about it because the courts gave the mom custody to her and all this stuff. And he's trying his best, and it's so sad. Anyways, that was my eventful. That's like throughout the whole week, all this stuff went on, and then now I'm just got to deal with this nastiness of a bruise and stuff. And all this stuff here, we finished painting. Now it's the matter of putting everything back into the rooms. Slowly, but surely. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good one, because I'm just going to go and relax and try to finish my coffee. Peace out.